although there were warnings that I frankly wasn't aware of, although there were warnings, I think our preparation was...
Los Angeles, the city of angels, the home of Hollywood glamour, the site of the 2028 Olympics, is telling many of its citizens, just flee, because it does not have the power or the water that they need to stay safe. But the mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, is now finally back from Ghana. Joe Biden sent her there for the inauguration. Like, who gives a crap? Why is the LA mayor going to Ghana for some political event? What in the actual F?
Okay, so Megyn really shook things up. She exposed Karen Bass so bad that girl probably still hiding. Like 1 second Karen was talking about being honest, and the next she was caught twisting stories on camera, and Megyn was not having it. It was messy, loud, and kinda funny too.
Tell you something, the warnings about these Santa Ana winds being worse than normal and bringing a grave threat were all over the place. You look back at the LA Times now, for days prior to this event, they were jumping up and down saying, this actually could get really bad. And she's over there in Ghana for this ceremonial. Why? Get your ass back home.
So listen, if you're having fun, you gotta hit that subscribe button. It really helps a lot anyway. Karen Bass thought her day was going smooth, posing for cameras, giving cute little speeches, acting like Lay wasn't falling apart, but then boom, Megyn Kelly showed up with her iced coffee, her proof, and that dangerous smile that means someone's about to get roasted, and wow, she really did not hold back.
Cruz fleeing Texas in the middle of a deadly crisis is part of a larger pattern of the GOP abandoning folks in crisis. We need to build a movement to kick them all out. Well, how'd that one go, madam? Is that part of your pattern on your team to abandon folks during a crisis? I mean, I realize you sent a couple of tweets, but in this kind of situation, people like to see and hear from their leaders. And you were in Ghana enjoying yourself.
So it all kicked off with this tiny thing that Karen thought nobody would care about, like one of those sneaky little moments politicians try to hide, but Megyn caught it right away like she always does. And once she did, Karen's cool act started shaking like bad Wi-Fi during a thunderstorm.
I just was saddened by it, honestly, because I think that response was beneath him. And he was in my office a couple of weeks ago. We're working on something. We're working on a couple of things together. But I think that he is sad and bitter, and I think that it is really sad to exploit. You guys laughing about that? I feel like it's exploiting tragedy. It's exploiting grief. And this is when the city needs to stay.
The funny thing is, Karen always pretended to be the calm, smart leader fixing Lay, but when the truth came out, it showed everything was falling apart and her whole act just crumbled right there.
Got ICE and Tom Homan's team trying to clean up MacArthur Park. Isn't this is your home state, Cannon? And your lovely mayor, Karen Bass, goes out there not to say, thank you, it's riddled with MS-13. Literally no children ever play here because they could get shot. It's become a place where illegal immigrants go to get false IDs and try not to get killed by MS-13. She calls up the head of CPB out there and says, get out, don't come here, we don't want you. In response to which that guy says, I don't work for you?
So when Megyn starts digging, it's never just a quick search. She goes all in like some detective who doesn't sleep until every secret's out, and this time she hit the jackpot. She found something Karen probably wished had stayed locked away forever, because it wasn't just a tiny mistake, it was one of those huge, how did you think you'd get away with that kind of moments? You know, the kind that makes everyone watching go, oh no, she didn't. And while the city was dealing with broken roads and confused plans, Karen was too busy juggling her image, trying to look calm and perfect on camera, but Megyn wasn't buying it. She peeled back all the layers till the truth popped right out, and when that happened, Karen's smooth talk started falling apart faster than a cheap phone case. Her team scrambled to fix it, calling meetings and writing those typical sorry, not sorry statements. But honestly, once Megyn had already dragged everything into the light, there was no hiding, no excuse deep enough, and no spin strong enough to clean up that mess. It was pure drama, and Megyn owned every second of it.
She finally holds a presser, and it was a complete disaster. First of all, before I get to the truly disastrous part, listen to her describing herself. Like, I basically got on the back of Superman to come home. Take a listen to Sot 2.
I've been in constant contact with our fire commanders, with county, state, and federal officials. I took the fastest route back, which included being on a military plane, which facilitated our communications. So I was able to be on the phone the entire time of the flight.
And once people saw it, there was no unseeing it, like the smirk. The little pause that totally gave her away. It was all there, and social media went wild. People were replaying the clip like it was their new favorite show. Even the ones who never cared about politics suddenly turned into detectives breaking down every frame, and Karen getting caught doing the same thing she preached against was just too funny. Like, imagine a fitness coach caught eating a big burger during a marathon. You just can't explain that away. And the best part was her fans rushing to defend her, saying she was misunderstood. But come on, it was exactly what it looked like, and everyone knew it.
Fastest route home. Are we supposed to be giving credit for the fact that she didn't book too many layovers? This is an absurd person. And you don't have to take my word for it in response to that inanity you just heard. Listen to the mayor in her time of crisis, her city's time of massive crisis, in directing people where to go if they need information, which they do because their houses are burning and their family members, in at least 5 cases, are dying. Listen to this idiot.
You could literally pause that video anywhere and still see that face. You know, that look. Politicians get when they realize their words and their body are telling 2 totally different stories. And Megyn, oh, she handled it like a pro. No yelling, no drama, just cool, calm precision. She broke it down so clean that it almost felt like surgery. And the funniest part, she didn't even need to exaggerate because the situation was already ridiculous. Like, only in politics can someone get caught red-handed and still say, oh, it's not red, it's just the lighting. Karen kept talking, and every excuse made less sense than the last. Like a GPS losing signal and saying, recalculating integrity, please turn around. And honestly, it's kind of funny how predictable it always is. They all do it. Deny, blame, confusion. Promise to be better. But Megyn wasn't letting her off the hook. She kept going, asking the right things and peeling away every excuse until Karen was just standing there, caught exposed and totally embarrassed.
Karen Bass was, she's in this spirited competition with Brandon Johnson, who can be the most ineffective mayor. It's impressive, really, in its way. And
Dark horse coming up, the third position in the lane, possible Zoran Mamdani. He's running.
The Big Apple. She was a member of the House for a long time and kind of generally well-liked, pleasant person, not considered a heavyweight. And when she ran for mayor, I remember being surprised. She had no executive authority. I didn't think she'd win. She did win.
The reactions were just priceless. Like, everyone jumped on it. The commentators, the talk shows, even the late night hosts, all replaying the clip and picking apart every single word. Karen looked so lost, trying to talk her way out like she was stuck in quicksand, and every excuse only made it worse. She kept bringing up her achievements and her love for the city, trying to make everyone look the other way. But Megyn didn't budge. Her focus was locked, and you could tell she wasn't stopping until every detail was out. And honestly, it turned into this wild mix of comedy and chaos that had everyone watching and laughing, because no matter how hard Karen tried, there was no saving the show once Megyn took the stage.
13. They literally are killing your citizens and getting people addicted to drugs, like innocent Americans. And you're on the side of the dog poop. Like somebody who came through and said, I'm going to clean up all the dog poop so the children can play and they don't have to deal with it anymore. And the mayor came out and said, the dog poop stays. Step away. This is the position she's taking. And it's not just her. You're right. Zoran Mamdani, who's likely to be our next mayor in New York City, is having this clash right now with the sitting mayor, Eric Adams, where Mamdani is saying, I will not work with ICE. I will not funnel any illegals to ICE's way, even if there is a federal detainer on.
Even her own fans started bending over backward trying to defend her, saying maybe it was taken wrong, but the truth was too clear to twist. And when Karen showed up smiling in that next interview, everyone was like, girl, we saw the video, every excuse just made it worse. And the internet had a blast turning it into memes and clips like a real-life drama that left everyone asking tough questions she couldn't run from.
Go out there and Trump picks a fight with Mayor Karen Bass, which was absolutely beautiful. This soundbite's a little long, but watch it play out. They're arguing over how long it's going to take to clean up the fire damage in places like the Pacific Palisades, so people can get back on their properties and get what might still be there, which there is in some cases, some debris that's salvageable, see the damage, survey what's left so they can figure out their next move. None of that's being allowed. Watch.
But we are going to move as fast as we can, but we want you to be safe, and we want you to be back in your homes immediately.
But the people are...
You know what's funny about getting exposed? It never really goes away. It follows you like a shadow that won't leave, and Megyn didn't even need to be mean. She just told the truth in that cool, calm way that hits harder than shouting. The facts spoke for themselves, and they were brutal. Karen kept that forced smile and those polished lines, but you could tell she'd already lost control of the story, because once people see the truth, you can't hide it again. And now every time she talks about honesty, everyone's gonna remember that one moment she slipped. And honestly, it's kinda perfect that the mayor who preached trust ended up proving how fragile it really was.
Stupid to be the mayor of Los Angeles. She is too stupid to be in public office. You failed, madam. You failed. You failed to prepare for the crisis. And then when your country and your city needed you, what did you do? Oh, you took the fastest route home with no layovers on a military plane? Great. And when you got there, you were too dumb to realize that URL was a placeholder, and then to actually look to your team and say, what is the URL? What is the web address? You are a moron. And I am sorry for our friends in Los Angeles who don't deserve this. I realize they voted for this woman, but I'm going to assume they thought she had 2 nickels to rub together in between her ears.
So in the end, it's kinda wild how the leader who promised honesty ended up caught in her own mess, and Megyn didn't even have to try hard to show it. She just pointed, and the truth did the rest. This whole thing wasn't just about Karen. It was about how politics keeps repeating the same drama again and again: lies, cover-ups, denial, and then boom, exposure. Megyn just held up the mirror, and what showed up was the real story, the one they try to hide. And honestly, it's funny how no matter how perfect someone looks or how smooth they talk, the truth always finds its way out. Sometimes quiet, sometimes loud, but it always shows up. And sure, Karen will recover. They always do. But her image, that's a whole different story. She's gonna need a full rebuild, maybe even a remix version, like Karen 2.0, now with honesty included. And the best part is Megyn didn't ruin her. She just stood back and let Karen's own words do the job.
California is these mealy-mouthed, kale-eating, broccoli-pushing, Birkenstock, whatever, wearing politicians who can't find another person fast enough to blame. My absolute favorite, though, is the fire chief. She's growing on me. When she's not focusing on her lesbianism, she's actually quite fierce. She is not going down without bringing Mayor Karen Bass with her. And who could blame her?
You know what's even better than a big scandal? It's the quiet kind that keeps echoing long after the headlines fade. Karen jumped straight into her redemption era, acting all humble, holding press talks like a kid retaking a test they already failed before, and people listened. But deep down, everyone knew they'd seen this movie 100 times. Meanwhile, Megyn was already on to the next story. Cool, calm, and done with it because she doesn't need to brag. The truth speaks for itself, and Karen might smile and talk about trust, but that little smirk Megyn left behind will always be there whispering, "Remember the receipts?" And honestly, that's the beauty of it. No matter how polished the act, the camera always catches what the slogans can't hide. If you're into the real drama and truth bombs, then hit subscribe right now, because Jacob Reports always drops the stories they don't want you to see. Stay tuned. The best stuff's still coming.